Hi guys, this is Vitaly with AFT Dispatch and A2C Logistics, and in today's video, I'd like to speak with you about a brand new FMCSA rule that goes into effect this coming January. But first, roll the intro. Welcome back. Before we get started, I'd like to ask you to please like the video, be sure you subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a single release of our videos, where every Friday we're talking about something that could benefit you in your trucking businesses, in your trucking careers, as well as cover the loads we've successfully booked for our customers, consisting of leased owner-operators and carriers operating under their own MC authorities, running under our truck dispatch services. As always, guys, big thank you for all the likes you provided in all the previous videos. Please do keep them coming, and let's talk about this brand new FMCSA ruling. Goes into effect in January of 2024, and bits and pieces of it will continue trickling in 2025 and 2026, and it just got passed this past Wednesday. So believe it or not, this will affect the vast majority of the trucking industry. Certainly trucking companies, carriers, owner-operators, everyone will be affected. As long as you're working with brokers, continue to work with brokers. You'll likely find yourself in a situation, or may have found yourself in that situation in the past, where you did the job but didn't get paid. In those scenarios, you go after, go into other avenues, surety bonds, trusts, whatever may be the case, in order to get your money. Sometimes you get paid, sometimes you don't. But this is what is changing. This is what this new rule is about. In fact, this new rule issued by the FMCSA is designed to protect trucking companies from unpaid broker claims. And the truth is, this is an interesting one, because we have a rule that's actually supported by both TIA and OOIDA. Now, why that's interesting is because they're on opposite ends of the spectrum. You have TIA, which represents brokers, and then you have OOIDA, which represents owner-operators. It's right in their name. So they're, on the opposite end of the spectrum. They're usually at each other's neck. Then here they are saying, hey, this is pretty fair. This is great. So I'd love to hear your comments in the comment section below. Carriers, owner-operators, and brokers as well. We're not the most savvy on this topic, so if you have some additional information, maybe I missed something, please be sure to leave your comments in the comment section below. Without further ado, let's jump in, guys. Supported by both TIA and OOIDA, odd enough as it is, this rule actually amends broker and freight forwarder regulations. It further tightens oversight in 5 areas of broker financial responsibility. And basically what it's going to do is in 2025, January 16, 2025, you're going to have a couple of things, or a few things changing. So brokers that are not responding after a drawdown will be immediately suspended. Now, what that means is that a broker that has a payout that goes to a carrier, they generally need to communicate that and, hash it out with the federal government, hash it out with the bondholders, the trustees. And if they remain silent and they do not follow through or follow up, their MC or their authority, I should say, brokerage authority, will be immediately suspended by the FMCSA. All right, moving forward, brokers not responding after a drawdown will be immediately suspended, and a broker's authority may be suspended if their security falls below $75,000. Also happening starting January 16, 2025. Now, what's interesting here is that I would think that this is something that would have been on the books since the first inception of regulations over the brokerage side in the trucking industry. But apparently this is new and actually won't be in effect until January of 2025. So basically it says that your minimum requirements in order to have your authority as a broker, you have to have your $75,000 bond or set aside money or a trust, and other ways as well that we'll cover in this video. But that is the bare minimum required by the FMCSA. I would think that yes, your authority should be suspended if it goes below the $75,000 minimum required by the federal government, because guess what? The same thing would happen to any carrier if our insurance, which is $750,000 minimum requirement auto liability coverage in order to keep our MCs, not to mention that practically every broker out there requires $1 million or more. If that goes below or it gets canceled, guess what happens to your authority? It becomes unauthorized, and then you go out of service. So the fact of the matter is, it's 10 times less money, and if it goes out, they should go out of business. They should have it suspended. Now, furthermore, surety providers can actually cancel or suspend their bond or trust due to broker insolvency. Again, that seems like an odd one. You would think that'd be on the books, and maybe it is on the books. Again, maybe I'm misunderstanding. The bottom line is this, that if a broker becomes insolvent, just like a carrier, yeah, they should have their their MC or their authority basically taken away from them until they can prove that they have financial stability, that they're a decent company that should be allowed to work in the industry. Furthermore, acceptable, and that's also January 2025. Now, acceptable trust fund assets have changed. So they used to accept certain things that have been removed. Now they're basically looking for liquid and readily available assets such as cash is king, irrevocable letters of credit or ILOCs, which basically means that this is a guaranteed funds, very, very liquid, as well as treasury bonds, which makes sense, comes from the US Treasury, which goes into effect starting January 2026, 2 years from the effective date. Same date, January 16th, 2024, 2025, 2026. So 2 years exactly to the day. Now, what they did remove is that no real estate stocks, non-treasury bonds, or other securities would be allowed. And loan and finance companies are no longer eligible as trust providers or trustees. That also goes into effect January 2026. So the question that I have, and maybe many of you guys have after hearing this, who won here? Was it the truckers? Was it the brokers? And is it fair? Because the interesting thing is that TIA is super excited. They feel like this is super fair. They're pushing it, saying that this is great. The FMCSA did good. OOIDA is also fairly happy about it, but they're saying that, yeah, they could have done more. But it's pretty close. They have agreement. Now, do you agree with this? To me, my humble opinion is that these are things that seem to be bare minimum requirements that should be, if they're not already and have not been, on the books as requirements for brokers and freight forwarders right from the get-go. If you're making minute changes, other amendments, other things that will benefit the carriers, that will protect the carriers and make sure that these situations are limited, I'm all for it. But if we're going to be sitting here dissecting rules that have already been on the books, that will not go into effect for another 1 or 2 years, then I have some questions. Please leave your comments in the comment section below. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna switch over to camera, I'm gonna look over the loads that we book for our customers, and I'll see you guys in just a moment. Welcome back. Let's take a look at some of these loads. This week we got vans, reefers, and a flatbed. Everyone did very well. Some did exceptionally well. Let's go ahead and start off. Drivers on this one's gonna be Dan, pulling a reefer solo. Did an excellent job. 7 days on the road, starting off in Fort Worth, Texas, going to Woodburn, Oregon. Long run, 39,000 pounds of food products. 2021 loaded miles booked at $3,400. Got him $1.68 on that one. Then out of Salem, Oregon, took a load to Greenwood, Indiana. Very light load at 7,000 pounds of frozen pies. 2,304 loaded miles booked. That one is $62.55. Got him $271 per loaded mile there. Excellent job, Dan. Ended up grossing an astonishing $9,655 in gross. Ran 4,325 loaded miles. Got all of that at an average of $223 per loaded mile. You might ask how you do that. Recaps, my friends. A lot of truckers don't know how to use recaps. Dan did a fantastic job. Excellent job, Dan. Hats off to you, sir. Next, we got ourselves a driver on this one's going to be Chris. Did a fantastic job as well, coming out of Golden, Colorado to Tacoma, Washington with a 45,000 pound beer load, 1,338 loaded miles, booked at $23.50, got him $1.76 on that one. Then two pick one dropper out of Tacoma, Washington and Lakewood, Washington, going to Beresford, South Dakota. Very light, 10,000 pounds of consumer goods. 1,541 loaded miles, booked at $31.50, got them $204 a mile. And then Sioux Falls, South Dakota to Longmont, Colorado, another light load of 10,000 pounds of packaging, 621 miles, booked at $2,100, got them $338 a mile on that one. Now the best part is only 6 days on the road, still grossed in a solo regular dry van, $7,600 in this down market, exactly 3,500 loaded miles, ran that at an average of $217 a mile. Chris, excellent job, sir. Next, we got ourselves a flatbed. Wanted to mix this one in. Very, very different. Some interesting stuff. Great rates. Now, started out in Cutbank, Montana, going to Albuquerque, New Mexico. 33,000 pounds of compression units. 1,270 loaded miles. Booked that one at $3,100. Got them $244 a mile. On the next one, it was supposed to be a load out of Kirkland, New Mexico, going to Cantua Creek, California, but no miles were driven. We ended up collecting a nice $400 truck order not used, or TONU, for Patrick. Did an excellent job there. Added up for the gross for the week. Then took a load out of Grand Junction, Colorado, and took that out to Green River, Utah. It's a 41,000 pound load of palletized bentonite, or a bentonite backfill of some sort. It's a short run, 102 miles, but they booked it at $900, got them $882 a mile. They finished off real strong out of Cedar City, Utah, going to Broomfield, Colorado, with a 40,000 pound load of insulating materials, 587 miles, booked at $1,700, got them $290 a mile coming back to Colorado. Now, Patrick ran for only 6 days, Saturday to Friday, an interesting schedule, ran 1,959 loaded miles. Very nicely done. Ended up grossing $6,100, and then on his 6 days, over $1,000 a day, and did a great job with the average rate of $311 per loaded mile average. Excellent job, Patrick. Way to go, sir. Next, moving on to Rogelio, coming out of San Diego, California, in his regular solo dry van, going to North Las Vegas, Nevada. Light load, 21,000 pounds of diapers, 339 miles, booked at $1,500, got him $442 a mile. Then the guys managed to pull him out of Las Vegas as well. Straight out of Las Vegas, Nevada, with a 1-pick 2-dropper to Kansas City, Missouri, and Cincinnati, Ohio. Light load of 26,000 pounds of dry goods, 1,938 miles, booked at $3,700, got him $1.91 out of there, out of Las Vegas. Excellent job. Then Erlander, Kentucky, going to Fitzgerald, Georgia. Another light load, 16,000 pounds of raw ingredients, 635 miles, booked at $2,000, got him $315 per loaded mile on that one. 7 days on the road. Rogelio, excellent job. Grossed $7,200 in his regular dry van. Ran 2,912 loaded miles at an average rate of $247 per loaded mile average. Excellent job, sir. Moving on to Aaron, another dry van coming out of Perham, looks like Minnesota. It's a multi-dropper. Aurora, Colorado, Salt Lake City, Utah, and a final in West Jordan, Utah, real close together. It's a 42,000 pound load of finished goods. 1,435 loaded miles, booked at $4,300, got him exactly $3 on the dot. Then out of Grantsville, Utah, with a 1-pick 3-dropper to Hays, Kansas. Looks like Claflin, Kansas, and a final in Wichita, Kansas. It's a very light load, 8,000 pounds of bedding and mattresses, 1,060 miles on that one, booked at $2,000, got him $1.89, coming out to an excellent market. Only 6 days on the road, still managed to gross $6,300 on his run. 2,495 loaded miles, ran at $253 per loaded mile average. Excellent job, Aaron. Way to go. That is, 6 days a week, over $1,000 in this market. A tight, nice schedule, very light, 8,000 pound load on a lot of miles. Way to go, sir. And let's take a look. Next is another dry van coming out of Auburn, Washington, Yakima, Washington, and Pasco, Washington. 3 picks, 1 drop, coming out to Salt Lake City, Utah, with a 39,000 pound load of used auto parts. 855 miles, booked at $2,200, got him $257 a mile. Then Brigham City, Utah, coming out to Great Falls, Montana, with a load of bottled water, heavy, 45,000 pounds, 503 miles, booked at $1,629, got him $324 per mile on that one. Then out of Great Falls, Montana, Zero Deadhead, coming out to Phoenix, Arizona. It's a 44,000 pound load of dry goods, 1,232 loaded miles, booked at $2,400, got him $1.95 a mile on that one. 7 days on the road. Reggie, a dry van, solo, 2,590 loaded miles, booked at $6,229 gross for 7 days. Got an excellent rate of $241 per loaded mile average. Way to go, sir. And the last one's going to be Thomas, regular dry van, coming out of Lincoln, Nebraska, coming out to St. Elmo, Illinois. That's a 44,000 pound load of dry freight, 521 miles, booked at $902, got him $1.73, coming out to a good market. Coming out of Nebraska, then Effingham, Illinois to College Park, Georgia, with a 43,000 pound load of dry food, 552 miles, booked at $1,600, got him $290 a mile. Then Gainesville, Georgia to Salem, Virginia, 43,000 pound load of dry goods, 384 miles, booked at $800, got him an easy $208 a mile. Then Ridgeway, Virginia to Maryland Heights, Missouri. It's a 7,000 pound load of some sort of beverage cans, possibly. 744 miles, booked at $1,400, got him $1.88 a mile, coming out of Virginia. And they finished off with St. Louis, Missouri, going to LaPorte, Texas. It's a 40,000 pound load of consumer products, 795 miles, booked at $2,100, got him $264 a mile. Wednesday to Wednesday, 7 days on the road. Thomas, Way to go, $6,802, 7 days on the road, 2,996 loaded miles at an average of 227 per loaded mile average. Way to go, Thomas. Welcome back. Guys, as you can see, week in, week out, every Friday at 5:30, we produce these videos, something interesting, something educational for truckers. And of course, we show you guys our loads every single week, whether it's a good week or a bad week, down market, up market, whatever may be the case. And most importantly, you can go back. There are hundreds and hundreds of videos that we've produced over the years, and we'll be producing more and more videos. But the bottom line is this: if you're not making this kind of money, if you're not hitting your miles, if you're not getting good rates, if your dispatcher is just lacking or simply lackluster, certainly get in touch with us. And best part of all, you can be a carrier, have your own MC authority, or an owner-operator that leases on under other companies. Look, owner-ops, you might be overpaying and not getting these rates. Carriers, you might simply not be getting these rates and have extraordinarily high operating costs, especially if you're a newer MC. Look, we've been here, we've done this before, we've been through multiple market ups and downs in the past. We've been around the block more than once, and we'd love to be able to help you out. More importantly, we know how to do so. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them in the comment section below. Other than that, get in touch with us by calling or texting 801-448-6363. You can also visit us online at aftdispatch.com. Most importantly, guys, until next week, stay healthy, be wealthy. Take care.